Hello, Rooted Nomad, and welcome to your deck review. For anybody joining us on YouTube for the first time, this is a series where I, Maultown, calmly review your deck's PP. That is your premise and your practicum. Your premise is the idea behind your deck, what you want it to do for this deck. It's combo off with Bolas's Citadel and Aetherflux Reservoir. And then there's your practicum, which is what you actually put in the deck and if it helps you do that. And for anybody who's been following this channel, we've been on a little bit of a break. I've been having some extremely bad neck problems, which has made it very, very hard to speak. But I have a new PT. I have a lot of ibuprofen in me. I've made my desk standing now. So I'm gonna hope that we can start getting back to work. So for Narcy, live at the Citadel, I've checked the primer. It's very in-depth, and I do thank you for sparing me going over the entire thing and focusing in on, we need to fix the MDFCs. We have a very low land count because we're doing Bolas's Citadel and we don't want to get stuck. Those 9 MDFCs have mana. We play them with Bolas's Citadel. Ow, 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 I ping myself. Bad. Dick explode. No win game. So most of what they want my help with, it appears to be, is how do we get less MDFCs or lower cost MDFCs without fucking up the deck's curve. So this is going to be a little more granular than normal. And the other the other disclaimer I want to open with is this is a higher power deck than I normally work on, which means we're getting close to, for anybody who's watched Full Metal Alchemist, the law of equivalent exchange. This deck is good. It has a lot of very good cards in it. It has a deterministic combo line. Very good. So it's unlikely that I'm going to identify any avenues by which you can just straight make it a million times better. We're going to be trading something away to make the thing you want to have be better, be better. So if we tunnel down into the MDFCs, how do we make these cost less without interrupting my deck's combo train? What stands out to me, what costs a lot of mana, and I don't want to see it during the combo turn. That would be because we have Boggart Trawler, we have Agadeem's Awakening, Freyalise, Fel the Profane, Hagra Mauling, Malakir Rebirth. I think we saw Freyalise already. Yeah, we're spending a little bit of life. We are spending a little bit of life. Witch Enchanter. Are there any other individual ones I'm missing, or do I have about an understanding of it? That looks like about it. So the path my brain goes down is actually to hit the ones that are Witch Enchanter, Fel the Profane, and Hagra Mauling, which is going to sound stupid. Maybe even Boggart Trawler. These are all going to sound stupid. I think these are the 4 I called out. Most acceptable MDFCs you have in your deck. They're the most like all-around best ones. My reasoning is this. I don't think on a turn where you reveal this from the top of your, or not reveal, but the turn where you peek this on the top of your library because you are doing a Bolas's Citadel combo, you want to find targeted removal. I don't think you do. That's the entire thesis behind this. And so if you disagree with that and you're like, no, regularly, I do want my combo turn to involve shooting Kenny in the dick, that's great. But these cards, these MDFCs, are very, very good or very, very acceptable and good all-arounders when we're not on the combo turn, right? It's like, okay, I have a land that can potentially be a removal spell if I need to interrupt somebody else, land removal spell, land graveyard exile spell. But for the specific use case that you're talking about, which is I have everything in place and it looks like you have the tutors and the fast mana and the in-depth tag system necessary to support that combo happening relatively quickly. Whenever you flip these during your combo turn, it's 4 life, do nothing, fuck. 4 life, do nothing, son of a bitch. Because I think you also said this was being supported by self-sacrificing enchantments, and so I was actually, I might even lump in Bridgeworks Battle too. For a moment I thought Narcy just cared about death triggers, and I thought it could be clever to be like, oh yeah, you could Bridgeworks Battle to kill an opponent's thing and kill your thing to push the recursion plan along. But I fear I may just not know enough about the specifics of the deck to pass that judgment. What I will say is this. If it is not a reasonable line for you to target your own creatures with Fel the Profane Hagra Mauling, try to use Bridgeworks Battle to shoot your own creatures. These would be the ones I would cut. And even though you're going to say, oh my God, but that gets rid of a huge swath of my removal. Yes, that would be the part we're giving up. If we want the ceiling on the Bolas' Citadel combo to go higher, and we want it to be more reliable, what we're going to give up is our ability to interact with the table a little bit, to get a little bit more glass cannon-y. Now, Agadeem's Awakening, that definitely seems like we hit it during the combo turn, has to be able to push the combo forward somehow. Turn Timber, 1,000,000 life. 1,000,000 life. But we can flip a creature. I presume we have some creature in here that it would be worth to flip for the 7 life. Maybe, I doubt it's Boromir, because he's more of a control piece. Maybe it would be Carrion Feeder. He's a sack outlet, if that was like the thing you were missing. Because I know we have sack and enchantment, draw a card. I see like Alseed. There's probably something there. Yeah, you have Viscera Seer too. So I'm imagining sacking's important. So turn Timbering to get your sack outlet. That may be worth the 7 life in a game of Magic. But Witch Enchanter, Hagra Mauling, Fell the Profane, Bridgeworks Battle, Boggart Trawler, these seem like I'm being a responsible Magic player. And when you're the aggressive combo player, being a responsible Magic player starts to go out the door more and more and more, the more reliable you want your combo to be. So let's talk about what MDFCs could we play instead, because we don't just, if we take 4 or 5 lands straight out of the deck, we're probably cooked. I think I have to do is MDFC. Yeah, there we go. Commander Abzan. So what am I recommending we cut? I'm recommending we cut 1 green, 1 black, 2 black, 3 black, 2 green, 3 black, 1 white. Oh, 6 total. Okay. Now, things like Malakir Rebirth, I'm presuming you have some way to make this matter during a combo turn. You might like to see this, or at least it's 1 mana, who cares? So we have 6, we got to get 2 green. I'm going to sound like a fucking maniac. On a 1-to-1 basis, Balaged Recovery, I think, is better than Bridgeworks Battle for you. But it doesn't help us on the life thing. So let's keep looking. Okay, Revitalizing Repast helps us on the life thing. However, yeah, I believe you've picked all of these. Oh no, this one just enters tapped. So perhaps Hagra Mauling could become Revitalizing Repast. Then it becomes a protection piece for your combo. It becomes much less devastating to hit off of the Bolas' Citadel. It can fix 2 colors, and it's taking the place of a land that was already coming in tapped. Another kind of along those lines is like Sajiri Shelter, where we go more towards protecting our stuff than shooting our opponent's stuff. But I'm not totally convinced on that. How many creatures do we have? 26. We might be rocking with Kabira Takedown. Let me tell you what, because like, I don't know what your bracket 4 table is like, but many times when I play bracket 4, I see people who are playing very, very weak creatures. Like people are trying to do, oh, I'm doing Timna, it's just not with Crom, or I'm doing, you know, here's a 2 or 3 toughness little dipshit. And with 26 creatures in the deck, and I believe your commander has to be on field for your combo to be resolving, I don't think it's totally unlikely that you have, but here we have, then the problem we enter is, I'm pretty sure Witch Enchanter, yeah, Witch Enchanter can enter untapped, Kabira Takedown can't, okay. So I would say these are not high quality options. The only high quality option I'm convinced of so far is Revitalizing Repast for Hagra Mauling. Cannot enter untapped. Cannot enter untapped. Woof. Yeesh. Okay. So we're kind of going to butt up against the wall instantly in terms of having ones that can possibly enter the battlefield untapped. Ooh. Okay. Let me look at. All right, so Malakir Rebirth doesn't enter untapped, but it is a land that or it is a spell that we were probably going to keep anyway because it probably has some proactive use case. But it looks like we're just slamming straight into a wall on, well, we can give you stuff that is going to be a mana upgrade, but if we give you the upgrade, or if we give you something that's cheaper on the mana cost, so it's easier for you to bolus a Citadel it's probably going to be a land that comes in tapped, which at these high power tables can be truly, truly devastating. So it's up to you to decide, well, is the cost of paying more of my life worth it to have to play some tap lands? And if it's not, you're going to have to pay the life cost, and we're going to have to look somewhere else in the deck for, like, what can we play that is either going to get Aether Flux on the board sooner, or is going to net me life otherwise to make it worth it that I'm paying 4 mana for the privilege of having an MDFC that comes in untapped. So the only good one we have, Revitalizing Repast for Hagra Mauling. I know it seems stupid, just try it. The low quality ones, we have Kabira Takedown, Sajiri Shelter, Balagad Recovery. Do we have any black ones? You know, I'm going to urge you to consider Glasswing Grace. Just test it. This, I think, looks really dumb and might be overall worth. Because if we... Now, your commander already has lifelink. So depending on the board... I want to believe in a world where the +2/+2, where is it? Where the +2/+2 and lifelink of this card get us to, like, it net costs 1 or net costs 2. Like, we put it on a 1/1, they become a 3/3, we swing, we gain 3. Boom, we only paid 2 life to do this. That does require us to move through combat, try to do stuff in main phase 2. I'm trying to think of all the different mental gymnastics we can do to get just these tiny tertiary upgrades to the mana base, because this also, even though it comes in tapped, is going to fix 2 of your colors, which I do think probably matters to some degree. So I'll upgrade Glasswing Grace to one I think you should try. On a similar vein, I think there's some type of crack you can smoke with Strength of the Harvest if you're ever able to swing Narcy, just because she innately has lifelink. Again, I think that's really in the realm of, like, try it and see. It's very possible that none of this works because all of these enter tapped. They have the benefit they give you is paying for them is less painful because they either cost very little or we have some way to recoup the life you have paid via lifelink, via having a big Narcy. But if having that land enter untapped is like a must-have every turn of the game, then it's just not worth it, and you're going to have to look somewhere else for what do I give up to have a random life gain spell in this deck. So let me see what else we have. We have draw. We have Win Enchantment Dyad. We have Necropotence. We have a lot of interaction. A hateful amount of interaction. Oh, the seals are very clever here. So you're getting to draw off them for your commander. I presume you get to replay them somehow. Okay, so we don't actually have that much interaction for any one type of thing. We just have so much interaction that we can cover every base at least once. That might be that might be another spot you could shave from if you make these changes and you're like, it's still not working well enough. My combo still can't get there. Because what you're trying to do right now is have a, I don't know why I'm looking around my room like I own a Swiss Army knife. You are trying to have a interaction Swiss Army knife. Like we have something for the people free casting spells. We have something for the artifact and enchantment players. We have something for the creature players. We have something for the people trying to combo off an instant speed on their turn whenever. We have another thing for that. We have something for the people trying to counterspell us. We have another thing for the people trying to counterspell us, which is not wrong. If you were going to a CEDH tournament with this deck, I would probably say keep all of it. You're going to need all of it in some situation. But when it comes to playing a deck for your enjoyment, if you're really butting up against the edges of what you can do proactively and enjoy proactively, you might want to pick a matchup to do worse in on purpose so that your proactive game plan can be stronger. I'm not going to suggest which one of those you would weaken because I know nothing about your table, I know nothing about your LGS, I know nothing about the type of interaction you like to cast, but I will say this is a lot, right? And if any of these spells, hold on. Oh, no, I got one. The humble 20-cent draft common. If you hit this at any point, net 1 life, draw a card. That's all I'm saying. I'm not seriously suggesting you play Revitalize, but I am saying MDFCs are one place we can look at, but it looks like we are just out of space instantly when it comes to how do we get you to pay less life and have these lands come in untapped. So my only like really solid suggestions are Repast for Hagra, and then try out Glasswing and Strength of the Harvest to see if you can meaningfully recoup that life via the lifelink or via the buff they give. But if them coming in tapped is, you know what, I'll test it. We'll just play. And if I hit an MDFC, I'll pretend it's a different MDFC. I'm immediately going to get fucked because I'm going to have to do a fucking combo line for a deck I don't understand. Okay. Godless Shrine, this. Opal. Turn 2. Okay, City of Brass. Fuck me, dude. I think I have some type of win cooking up already. I'm just gonna Demonic Tutor Chain of Smog. Yeah, I do. So I demo tutor Chain of Smog. I don't think I'm gonna have the mana to do this actually, which is the fucky part, because I don't have a way to turn on Mox Opal. Oh, hold on, no I do. I'm gonna Tainted Pact. Yeah. I'm gonna Tainted Pact. I don't want you, I don't want you, I want you. Tainted Pact done. Now maybe you could have done this on turn 3 if I wasn't a fucking idiot who didn't know how to navigate the deck. But now here on turn 4, I have access to 4 mana, and look at me going Witherbloom Apprentice, Chain of Smog myself into infinity. Da. MDFCs didn't really matter in that hand. I'm gonna mulligan until we. Okay, good. Here's one with an MDFC. I think this is much more relevant to look at. Now it does have too many fucking lands. There's like no way we would keep this because the fact that we can make this come in untapped doesn't help or hurt because we have so many other lands. Maybe you would keep this. If you would, I would call this a perfect example of why you should cut Boggart Trawler for something else. Because we don't have to have the land out turn 1. Now we do. Fuck me. Immediately proven wrong. So I go get Bayou instead. So is there any timeline on which this deck can accept playing a tapped land? Blood Pet. Doesn't have white. So I think we would tutor for another, I don't know the names of the other OG duels. Sure, Temple Garden. We'll just pretend. And then if we get Temple Garden, the Witherbloom chain doesn't work with. Do we have like a Mana Crypt or Mana Vault? How are we getting Bolas' Citadel out? I don't know. I don't know enough about this deck. I should have stayed just solid on the MDFC thing. Okay. No. We're going to tunnel back into the MDFC thing. So Boggart Trawler can come in untapped to get the turn 1 Blood Pet. If this was Glasswing Grace, Strength of the Harvest, or Revitalizing Repast, we give up that turn 1. Is it worth it to do that? My intuition tells me no. I think the crux of these MDFC suggestions, though, is based on your judgment-rooted Nomad. If you think you can pilot around having to drop a tap land turn 1, albeit a tap land that can fix your colors, then these 3 lands are going to be the ones that help make the life bite hurt less. If you cannot abide playing a tap land, then you have to look somewhere else in the deck to alleviate this life issue. And the place I would look is I would look at your interaction and I would decide which archetype matchup do I just want to say, if you got it, you got it. And I'm going to have to politic with the blue player at the table. I'm going to have to politic with the person at the table who did bring interaction for, I don't have a funny name for this guy, Lance McCringle. Because we are right pushed up against the limit of like only 99 cards in a deck, dog. Only 99 cards in a deck, and all of the individual cards are pretty goddamn good. So I hope this helps, or at least provided a useful perspective on the deck. Anybody watching, please chime in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed.